Hello? Yeah. So it's like, if you can hear me, please type one. Okay, if you can hear me, please type one. Today I'm alone at home doing the broadcast. So I just want to make sure that it's like my broadcast working out well. Okay, type one if you can hear me. Type one, and let me know where you are checking in from. So let me know where you're checking in from. Today I'm locked down in Malaysia, Penang, at my home. So it's like I'm doing the broadcast out here. And today our topic is about what? Okay, today we are going to crash your belief habit about health, about the bodily pain. So it's like any one of you, if that say you thinking that is you're working on your wealth and working on your life work balance. So it's like health is something important piece. So it's like some people is like actually it's like have some pain and you just tolerate and without doing anything. Today maybe in Succeed Movement and in Success Resources platform, we would like to share with you about this topic because we feel that it's very important that when you're after your balance of life, health is something cannot be missed out. It's an important part. So it's like we want to talk about how to create a besides successful career, you need to enjoy a great health or a loving relationship. So it's like we want you also is like discover how to overcome fear and pain so that you can live the life like a champion. So this is today's topic. So it's like anyone of you is like you want to live a life like a champion. Let me see. Okay. So it's like I have Joe checking in from UK. So I have Chua watching it. So it's like we have some submit of the question already. So it's like today I would like to warmly welcome you to Succeed Movement. So it's like Succeed Movement is the place that we learn together and grow together. We learn together and grow together. So it's like if you're watching on the Succeed Movement platforms, I would like to warmly welcome you. So it's like on Success Resources platform, we have Micheal is watching, Caroline. So it's like, so thank you. Caroline is on Sweden, and I also have Lena. So it's like Lena watching from Stockholm. I believe that is my friends from Stockholm. So it's like we met in Million Mile Intensive in Stockholm. I assume that she's from Stockholm, but okay. If you're from Stockholm, Lena, let me know you are checking in from Stockholm. All right now, where are you right now? So as I say, today, our topic, if you're just checking in, I just check in only, just tune in. So today is like we are going to talk about your body should be nothing less than peak condition for ultimate quality of life. But sometimes some part of our body is just not working as well as it's before anymore. Is it true? This year, I'm merging into 47 years old. I know it. 20 years ago, my health, actually, it's like I feel that it's very different 20 years. So it's like I feel that it's like we need to take good care of that, to work on it. So that's why we can enjoy our life. So today, our topic will be very useful for any one of you is checking in. So it's remember, tag your friends that you think that it's like they need to listen about health. Okay, especially in this lockdown pandemic situations. So it's like we even need to take care more. The question is, I want to ask you a question. Is there any part of your body that you wish to work on to be better? So do you have any pain that it doesn't go away? Okay, so today, if you're tuning to the channel right now, watching live right now, you are at the right place. You're at the right place with us. So very soon, I'm going to invite my friends, Micheal. Okay, who is Micheal? Maybe you ask me, why I invite Micheal. Of course, it's like he started the journey as our client, Then from there, I know him more. Even last week at the Master of Well, I invite him to be our MC. Some people ask me, he is a clinical doctor. Why you invite MC from clinical doctor? But I tell you that this is my belief. I'm not very sure it will be same like you, because I believe that every human being needs some wealth. Okay, but we need health to enjoy life. Okay, if one part of your body is not working, no matter how much wealth you have, you can't enjoy health. You can't enjoy your wealth. So Dr. Micheal is an international renowned keynote speaker and clinician. He is an expert in the field, and he has helped over 20,000 people around the world to get out pain for goods. Okay, pain for goods is not temporary. Doctor maybe give you some currents for temporary, but his treatment is very different. So this is something that is like I would like to share with you guys, and I would like to invite him to share with you guys, especially like I say, during the lockdown, some people have a lockdown syndrome, It's like we don't have enough exercise, we don't move enough. Sometimes it's like because you're working in front of a computer, you might don't know that it's like you're sitting down too long. So how to deal with this kind of lifestyle? So it's like Dr. Lee actually he have coached and treated Olympic champions, Hollywood celebrities, and of course, there's a lot of business owners. Many people have seeking help from him. So it's like just nicely that he's one of our clients. I know him, and he also joined our Making the Stage programs. So it's like I know him even more because from his sharing during Making the Stage, I know his topic even more. So it's like I want to take this opportunity to bring him on board. So it's like, can I bring Dr. Micheal on board right now to our broadcast today? It's my privilege. It's Success Resources privilege as well. Hi, Michael, Dr. Micheal. So I call you Michael.
Michael is fine. Hello, June. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. It's a real privilege to be here. And of course, I want to thank you. Yes, you have learned a lot about me, June. I've also learned something about you today. That's 47 years old. You don't look a day over 21.
Hey, thank you. But it's a true fact that it's like, actually it's like we all want to age gracefully, gracefully. Okay. So it's like I don't against that. Okay, because one thing is like I feel age give me experience. Okay. Because I feel that it's like it also give me wisdom. So I feel that it's okay to be 47. So but today I want to learn more from you. How can I work on my health? And of course, I feel that it's like the audience is watching right now. I want to have this blessing together because since I want to learn something new, I want to invite you to learn together with me together with Micheal Lee, Dr. Micheal Lee. So it's like if let's say you're watching right now, I would like to invite you, tag 2 friends that you think that they need to listen about health. Maybe at this point during pandemic, they are overworked or they're overstressed, they're over worried or any situations, So it's like, so that's reason is like I have collected some questions from the audience to ask you. Okay. Are you ready for that? I will going to bombard you with question. Can you share about yourself a little bit more? You can do better job than me. Share your
Thank you,
yourself.
June. Yes. So yes, a little bit about myself. So yeah, a lot of people ask me, so why am I so passionate about health? And I guess from my own story, it's that I was we could say a international level rugby player until I got an injury, and then I got pain for 2 years, so I wasn't able to walk. And then I thought, well, I had surgery and it didn't work, and I'm just in more pain than ever. So then I decided to learn as much as I can, and I realized that everything that happens in a person's body, what goes wrong, is always a neurological problem. It's a problem that happens how the brain reacts to a previous trauma. So a trauma could be a physical trauma, it could be an emotional trauma, but the question is that how does a person reset their bodies and their health to how it was before? Because the fact is that everyone follows this kind of pattern in life, June, that at some point in their life everything worked perfectly, and then something goes wrong, and then things go wrong even more. and they kind of think, oh my goodness, why are things going wrong? Is it because of my age? And it isn't. It's because of previous traumas. And I guess just sharing a bit more about myself, that's when I helped a person. There's a lady that I broke out of locked-in syndrome. So I was the first clinician in the world to break her out of locked-in syndrome. And if you don't know what it is, it's the worst brain stroke anyone could have, where 70%.
At what age? At what age?
Yeah. So this lady was 39 years old, and she had 3 children and a husband, and really young, because strokes usually happen when people are older. And I helped her. It was about 11 years ago now. And people who have this stroke, 70% die and 30% stay paralyzed for the rest of their lives. And I was the first clinician to get her running again in 8 months. And this was a world first, and all the clinicians around the world in my field was telling me this is impossible. This cannot happen.
So your knowledge is combined neurology and Chinese medicine that creates that unparable, right? So it's like...
Yeah, this is a really good question, June, about my knowledge, because a lot of people ask me, what's the best thing to have? Is it Chinese medicine? Is it Western medicine? And to be honest, from my point of view, I studied 7 degrees, and it isn't because I had a lot of time on my hands. I just wanted to find out how the body works. And it doesn't matter which one's better. It's just a question of what does the person need right now. So yes, my philosophy is a combination of everything.
Okay, let us jump into the first question that I have collected for you, okay, from our audience. The first question actually is from the audience. Her name is Anne Lu Ruing, okay? So it's like, can you see the question? Maybe I make it a little bit bigger for you. You got it? Yep. So it's like, okay, let the audience see also. So it's like, the question is like, Anne Lu say that it's like, I am on my way to improve and heal myself through exercise, positive thought, and meditations. But still, there are a certain time where I felt into the state I do not like the one who I am in the past, which make myself not confident enough and driven to bring out the best of myself. Is there a way to get out this?
So thank you. And firstly, I want to say congratulations for on your way to improving and healing yourself through exercise, because there are some people that don't even get that far. And because you're asking the question because you want more. And it shows that there are certain parts in your life, and just from what you've written, I've just learned a lot about you, that there's something that's happened in the past that's actually making you have low self-esteem or low confidence. And what I call this, when we look into neurology, is a trigger. And a lot of people ask me, what is the trigger? What are triggers? And triggers are basically something that's happened in the past that you didn't like, or it hurt you. And when that happens, there's a part of the brain that always remembers it. It remembers all of our pains and traumas. And when that same trigger happens today, then the brain brings it back, and it puts all these protective mechanisms, just shuts us down because, oh, I don't like that pain then. And if I experience it today, I'm not going to like it today. So then the safest thing the brain can do is shut everything down. So to answer your question, is there any way to get out of this? Well, the good news is absolutely yes, there is. And so it comes down to generally two processes. The first process, you need to find what the trigger is. The worst thing you can do is when this trigger actually happens, you shouldn't ignore it. Because once you ignore it, it becomes into a habit or a pattern. Every time you ignore it, you just get shut down. And no one wants to be in that endless cycle of being low confidence and not being happy. So the key thing is actually the first thing to acknowledge it. So, okay, it's there. Then the next stage is you need to ask yourself, what can I do to change it from a negative thought into something positive? So I'm going to give you an example. Say, for example, Anne, I'm not going to be stereotypical with ladies, but I'm going to give you an example which most ladies struggle with. So, for example, when they go and buy some clothes, and they might buy something that they like, and then their friends come to the shop with them, and the question they ask you ask your friends is, does my bottom look big in these jeans, for example? All right. And of course, your friends, if they're true friends, they'll be honest. If they're not good friends, they'll lie to you. All right. This is what happens, right? And so the thing is that if someone you didn't know just said you look ugly, or I don't like how you look, you probably take it personally, right? Because then you think, oh, all the people around that I don't know will probably think the same thing. But if someone that you actually know and you trust says that to you, it's a very different response, because you think, oh, actually, they're telling me to do something. I need to change something in my lifestyle or my actions so I can improve myself. So, I mean, this is with my wife, Joyce. I made a promise with her. I said to her, if I'm ever overweight, just tell me.
Oh, but I have to tell you, my husband and my son always say I'm overweight. What should I do then?
Well, the question, June, is, are you listening? Are they saying it as a joke, or are they actually serious?
The person that most important to me always say I'm overweight, but I always look into the mirror. I feel that I'm perfect.
If you feel you're perfect, then that is fine by you, as long as you feel confident in yourself. But the question is that make sure you're not just telling yourself a lie, though, because if you are overweight, then you've got to do something about it.
Okay, and I think that is like when I saw your questions, I feel that this post that is like what my colleague have posted in his Facebook before is very useful. Personally, I feel that it's like, if I can play bigger for you, surround yourself with like-minded people, as if your life is depend on it. So it's like, Michael, because you post that, I believe that this is something that I feel that is a very direct answer to Anne also.
Absolutely. I mean, if we look at the world, there's not one person in the entire world that doesn't struggle. in a certain area in their life, whether it is health, wealth, relationships, business, whatever it may be. And the truth is that it's important to be surrounded by the people that want to gain the same thing as you. Because if you're surrounded by those people, you'll support and lift each other up. The worst people you can surround yourself with are the people that complain, or the people that bring you down, the people that actually make you so small that you will never actually change where you are now. Because the fact is that if you are unhappy in life, you have to make a change. If you're unhappy with something, something needs to change. And the only person that can change it is you, with the support of the people that love you as well.
Yeah, and if you really want it bad enough, you really need to do it. So I also believe that it's like in this world, isn't it? Nobody want to have a bad health. Okay, nobody want to have low confidence. So it's like you need to surround it with the right people to keep working on that. So it's like with saying that, isn't it? I also want to say that it's like I will going to say that it's like this. Michael Lee have impressed me with a 21 days challenge. So it's like Michael would like to share about this 21 challenge.
Yes,
21-day challenge.
Yes, so we're going to do a 21-day challenge starting this Monday. But if you can't make it, that's also fine. We do it every month. And it's basically a challenge to optimize your health, to make your health as good as possible so you can succeed in wherever you want to be in life. Because the fact is that if you want to be successful in business, you want to be successful in relationships, you want to be earning wealth, whatever it may be, if your body is only operating at 10%, you can only give 10% into those other vehicles, because your primary vehicle is yourself. If yourself doesn't work, that's as much as you can give. And it's my job to help you be a champion at your health so that you can get to wherever you want to get to in your success.
Okay, Michael Lee have one actually is like he hosts 21 days challenge. So it's like basically is want to change your health, and beside health, what else you want to change people?
Yeah, so in this challenge, there are actually 3 phases to it. The first phase is, of course, how does the brain work? How does the mind work? Because, of course, if the mind isn't there, if it's not working normally, the body will never follow. So it's about getting the right thoughts in our mind so we actually have the mind of a champion to actually succeed. Because if we don't have a mind of a champion, we will never be a champion. So that's the first week. The second week is how do we condition our bodies so that it can actually do the work, what we want to actually achieve. Because if our bodies are not working well and they just break down, firstly, we can't enjoy life. But secondly, we can't actually do the things we want to do, whether it's run a business or help other people or serve other people too. And the third phase, which is the third week, is actually how to optimize your energy. And this comes down to eating the right foods, because the fact is that a lot of people are eating foods that they think are really healthy, like fruit and vegetables, but actually a lot of these are actually bad for us. So I'm going to go deeper into that, and also how to optimize our sleep and how to recover better, because we know that in the research, there's over 70% of the people in the world don't sleep well. And of course, if you don't sleep well, you don't recover well. If you don't recover well, the next day you're not very productive. So
I think one of the reasons why I stay young because I sleep very well. I really can sleep very well. You just give me a chair, I can just nose off.
Give you a chair.
I don't need pillow, but sometimes I need blanket.
Wow, you are blessed, June, because most women don't sleep well. It's usually the men that sleep very well, actually, because most women complain that, oh, I hate it when my husband, as soon as he goes to bed next to me, as soon as he puts his head on the pillow, that's it, he's gone. But then women are just laid there thinking about how to cure the world of problems.
Really? So it's like, let's jump to the next questions. So it's like this question, I think there's a few questions that I feel that is like, I believe that is lockdown syndrome. But this one is basically is like how to reduce back pain, feel uncomfortable with my back when I work out every day. But Jason, you are pretty young. Do you really have this problem?
Well, that's a good point, June, because thank you for that question, Jason, because over 80% of people in the world get back pain in some points in their life. So it's a very common problem. And because you're young, the question I'd always ask people who have back pain, by the way, is that you were never born with back pain. it happened at a specific time in your life. So something has stopped working in your back. And when June's talking about this lockdown syndrome, yes, people are actually working at home. They are in their offices for longer periods of time. And one of the tips I always give to those who have office jobs is that you need to get out of the chair, because the longer you stay in a position, the sooner your body will be fixed in that position. And
Oh, really?
yeah, our
So
body.
there's a reason you stand. I believe you're standing, right? You're not sitting down, right?
I rarely sit, June. I'm always standing.
Oh, I'm sitting down. What should I do now?
You better start standing, June, because your body will turn chair-shaped.
Oh no, I don't want that. Okay, so it's like I just want to highlight to you that our buddy Corina from Corina, our MTS friend, is watching us. Say hi. Hi, Corina.
Hi, Corina. Good to see you. Miss you.
Yeah, actually, I do miss all of you. You know, it's like the buddy that I have during events, you know, the client that I always see, you know, when people sign up Quantum Leap, every time it's like few months, 1-2 months, I see them again. I see them progress. I'm so happy. It's like, have been 1 year.
Absolutely.
I cannot see anymore. Please, 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 let's get back to a normal life. So I know I don't need to sit so much, you know. During events, we are walking around, you know. So, Jason, question again, don't sit. So it's like,
yes, don't sit so much. The key thing is you need to get up and move frequently. I'm not asking you to walk for an hour or half an hour. Get up, make a drink, go to the loo, make a phone call, but just get up and do something, because the more you're moving, the better. Every single joint in our body,
I need to move now,
is designed to move, because if the joint wasn't designed to move, it wouldn't be a joint, it would be a bone. So we need to move as much as possible, because if you don't use it, you lose it.
Oh, cool. So it's like you ask Jason to move more, right? But I know from the background of Jason a little bit, he played basketball at a young age. So it's like maybe there is some injured during young age time.
Yeah, if there was an injury now, because of course the key word here, what Jason's written, is every day. So this is a constant problem. So this has probably got nothing to do with maybe sitting. Actually, it's probably more to do with he's had a trauma before, and now the brain is bringing on the back pain to protect a worse problem. So generally, when I'm treating patients in clinic, I just treat the nerves, then that pain will just disappear, because I just get rid of.
Treat the nerve. Okay.
Yeah,
that is the powerful of the Chinese medicine, right?
Yeah, you could say it's part of Chinese medicine. It's part of neurology. They're very closely linked.
I tell everybody a secret. My father-in-law owned a Chinese herbal shop, but I know nothing about that. My father-in-law came from China. So it's like he came from China, then he opened a Chinese herbal shop. So it's like, since I married, every time I sick, you know, my husband will give me Chinese herbal soup, you know, black color one. It's like I swallow it. I don't know what is that, but it works.
Yeah, and that's one of the amazing things about Chinese medicine, that it just works, and it doesn't. Then a lot of people say, "Don't you need more research?" No, you don't. It just works.
So, okay, we have more people is checking in. If you're just checking in today, it's like today we are going to talk about how to achieve your optimal health. Okay, so it's like, okay, let's go for the next one. Next one. Okay, the next question. Terence, I think I told you this is all lockdown syndromes. When I come to lockdown, exercise becomes so easy yet so hard, and to make my body makes my body slow and pain, especially when you sit so long. Any simple exercise recommended?
Yeah, I think I almost answered in the last one. So if you're sitting a lot, you need to get up and do some movements. If it's walking, I mean at Masters of Wealth, you would have seen that I got you guys to do some squatting. Squatting is a great exercise too, because it just gets the right muscles working in our bodies, so that we are strong when we move. But I would always say it doesn't have to be a difficult exercise. It can be simple as long as you're moving and get your heart rate going. It could be press ups, it could be jumping, it could be jumping jacks, it could be sit ups, it could be anything. But the key thing is you need to move. The worst thing you can do is do nothing and fix in one position and sit for too long.
So would you suggest it's like constantly moving, or you just like, for example, for me, like, I also scared that I sit down too much. So it's every morning is that I spend at least half an hour to do workout. I subscribe channels. Then it's like I follow the exercise, the move around. I make myself sweat. So we should also constantly moving around, beside just like take it up like 1 hour for workout or half an hour for workout.
Yeah, it's a good question, June. So in the morning when you're doing your workout for that hour, yes, you'll be focusing on something, whether it's like your fitness or your strength. That's important for that 1 hour because that maintains your general health and fitness. But if you just did 1 hour of exercises in the morning and then you did like 12 or 14 hours of sitting, then your joints will just get stiff because they're not moving. So it is important just to get moving. I would say ideally every half an hour, but every hour is also good too.
Okay, cool. So it's like, okay, I will go to make sure I move after this Facebook Live. Okay. So the next questions. Okay. The next question is from Jolene. He asked for his father. It's also about back pain, but his father is at 68 years old. So it's like because his father does swimming and to keep fit. Any tips that you can recommend?
Yes, great. So you can see there's a pattern here. There's a lot of back pain, right? It's so common. And the good thing here, Jolene, thank you for your question, that because he's 60 and he's swimming, congratulations. I'm so pleased that he is, because the great thing, the chances are you know this. You know when people get a bit older, right? And when they go swimming, they always do this one, don't they? You'd always see it in the swimming pools. They always put their head above the water and they do this one, right? All the older people do that, and that's okay. That's a good stroke to do. And I want him to continue swimming, because what that stroke does is that it keeps his whole spine nice and straight. Because this is what you need to remember: when people get older, one of the things they don't want to lose is their mobility to walk. And if you ever seen someone's like quite old and they're walking badly, they have to have a walking stick, right? Their back isn't straight. They're kind of like keeled over like this. And as soon as we bend forwards, our body cannot store any energy anymore. Just for that person, that old lady, to move with the walking stick, whether it's 2 meters, it's cost a lot of energy. But if someone was upright to move 2 meters, it costs a lot less energy. So this is what my tip is for anyone who is 60 plus. Try and stay upright as possible. So that does mean don't sit so much, because when you sit, guess what happens? You slouch. And when you slouch, then that goes into your walking as well.
Okay. So cool. So Jolene, make sure your father don't sit too much besides swimming. Right?
Swimming, walking up hills. I mean, I don't know if he goes to a gym, he might do gym exercise, whether it's like cross trainer. I probably wouldn't do things like cycling or rowing too much because it's sitting again. But yeah, try to be standing.
Try to be standing. So the next question is from Jean. Also, is lockdown syndrome. So it's like, since working from home, I am constantly on my laptop. I find myself slanting and more. So that my back, shoulder, and my neck, shoulders, and back hurts. What can I get rid of this? Or it's about, I think this is same questions.
Yeah, I can give a good tip here for you, Jean. Okay, I'm going to just show you quickly. So you know when people are on a computer like this, right? And on a laptop, what happens is when they start to slouch, their head starts tipping forwards like this, and then their neck starts hurting. Okay, and the reason why their neck hurts is because they started to slouch. As soon as they actually straighten their back, their neck also straightens too. So if you can straighten your back, your neck should also improve too. But if it's like more soreness around your shoulders, you can use things like a heat pack or a wheat bag that actually heats up the muscles, and it'll give you some relief as well. But of course, that's just a temporary thing. You really need to find out, why are you sitting for so long and why are you slouching so much as well. And that could be just because there's a weakness around your back or your pelvis.
So Paulo is asking, there's one audience in the Facebook is asking, when is our next session? When is Dr. Michael Lee's next sessions? The next session for the 21 days challenge will be start next week. So every month he have a new challenge coming up. So it's like, if you are in time, you feel that your health cannot wait for another 1 month, join next week. Okay, join the 21 challenge immediately for start next week. Okay, so who else that is like, okay, so it's like, Lisa, it's about coming to your turn, so stay tuned, continue to stay tuned on it. So it's like the next one, I saw this post on your Facebook also. We would like to, because it's like because the definitions of failure is when you give up and don't give, and you ask us not to give up. Okay, so do you, I don't believe that people give up on their health. Okay, what they give up?
Yeah, so it's a good question, June. So when people give up on things, they sometimes give up on relationships. So they may, because of course they don't like what's happening in the relationship, or they may give up in a business, it becomes so difficult. But when it comes to health, the question is, do they fail in their health? Well, that's a really good question, because this is what I always say to people when they don't look after their health, is that if you don't look after your health today, you're going to be paying for it later anyway, because you're going to be getting so many treatments or whatever surgeries to actually fix whatever you didn't do today. And when it comes down to failing in health, I actually believe it's a moral obligation that we need to look after our bodies, because yes, we can accumulate so much wealth today, but if our wealth actually deteriorates by the time we're 50 or 60, we can't even enjoy it anyway. So there has to be this balance between actually gaining wealth and looking after health to enjoy it. So whenever we look at goals and that, we need to make sure that we know exactly what we want to achieve and how we're going to get there, so we don't give up, because we need to know why it's important. And I've never met someone that says to me, "Oh, Michael, I'm not happy. I don't like my health, or I'm ready to give up on my life, or ready to give up my health." Because if they were ready to give up their life, they would have done it already. So when it comes down to health, there's always little steps that people can take to improve it. We will never be perfect on day one, because sometimes we don't have the knowledge, or we don't have the systems or the tools to actually achieve it. And that's why we have experts like myself in this field, or experts in other fields, to help you.
So you say the question that the few participants just now asked is more about when during lockdown, the problem, you suggest them to stand up, to walk, all this. So it's like, because when you lock down, I know that some of my colleagues is like, they are not really locked down in the hometown. They lock down in the city they work. So it's like a lot of time they have very small space. Okay, sometimes some of my colleagues, I knew some of people, they really lock down in the rooms. So it's like, for them to move around is something not very easy also. They lock down, it's like they maybe they walk out, is go to the toilet, take water. Okay, so it's like, how to deal about that?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a common problem at the moment, because people are stuck in their apartments, and they can't move as much as they should do. They're either, you have to do your best with what you have. So this is about the environment now. And the key thing here is, don't let the environment be an excuse. Say if you have a small apartment, you should still have enough space to do press-ups or some jumping jacks, or you could do some, yeah, or you can even do an exercise class on your TV. You just need like 4 square meters, and then you have enough space to do some sort of exercise. The question is, do you actually want to do it? That's the real question. Because I know that the UK, well, here in the UK, the government always try to encourage us to walk 10,000 steps per day. Just to help that, just to help our mobility. But if people aren't doing it, then yeah, things get a bit stiffer.
Yeah, true. I also agree, because it's like, I think it's like, it's still allowed exercise, it's like just not in the group gathering only. So it's like, don't take excuse. So it's like, you still go out, you still need able to go out for your exercise, to walk around. Just don't go for the gathering. That's right.
That's it. Absolutely.
So Jean, if you listen to my message, remember when you come back, don't take this as an excuse, because I can remember this time movement control, he allowed 2 people go out for exercise. Okay. So Lisa, now come to your turn. I know that you have stayed tuned for a while. So it's like, now come to your questions. So Lisa actually is like, he have been tested positive for coronavirus before. So this is maybe it's very personal of questions. How can people take away their associations and get back to the, and sorry, I'm a little bit old, so it's like sometimes the words too small, I cannot see very well. Okay. It's like recover from corona and accidents. Okay, after corona, she lost focus, she lost energy, no appetite, feeling not well at all times.
Thank you for your question, Lisa. And also, June, I can help you with your eyesight if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
Again,
this is something I hate the most, you know. I can look okay, look still young, but it's like my eye cannot cheat people, because sometimes it's like I need to, you know, it's like sometimes when I watch on the phone.
I bet the font on your phone is like extra large, right?
Yes.
But it's okay. We can help you with that, because it's just the nerves in your eyes. They're not functioning at their best. So we can fix that. Anyway, so let's help Lisa here. So a lot of people, you can see a lot of people in the world, they're getting tested positive for coronavirus. And yes, there's this thing called long COVID now, which is they're basically getting symptoms for a longer period of time. And this is what you're actually experiencing. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but basically it's how your body has responded to the virus. I mean, in the UK, I've been treating, I've lost count now, probably over 50 people in the last probably 2 weeks that have had coronavirus for this long COVID. So they've had low energy, they haven't got their smell or their taste back. And how I treat it is I just treat the nerves from the brain to the taste, the nose, and also there's an organ here on the left side called your spleen. And your spleen basically creates all of your immune system. And of course, this is a hot topic at the moment with coronavirus, because you've got to ask this question to yourself. How come there's so many people that get coronavirus and they die? And how come there's so many people that get coronavirus and they have no symptoms? And ultimately, it comes down to one thing. How good is their own immune system? Is the nervous system from the brain to the organ, to the spleen, is it working normally? Because if it's working, and that's why they don't get, oh, just lost me. Sorry. Can you still hear me?
I still hear you, but you're frozen.
Okay, sorry.
Frozen.
Okay.
Is it too cold? Is it too cold in England? In London?
It is quite cold in England, actually. But I will just turn my camera on again.
Yeah, turn it off and turn it on. And you are back.
Right, okay. All right, I'm back. I'm on a different camera, but it's okay. So you're talking about this coronavirus. Yes, some people get it, some people, and it comes down to how good your immune system is. And when I'm treating patients, I always say, how can I make sure that organ is working at its best, so they are essentially robust to whatever bugs are around, so that they are confident that their system will work at its best. Because you got to remember, everything in our body should be working at its best. We also have an organ in the middle here called the thymus, and all that does is kill cancer cells. When people get cancer, that organ has stopped working. So the question is, why has it stopped working? So one of the things I'm going to answer your question here, Lisa, is how do I get back to getting focus, energy, appetite? Okay, so first thing, focus. Focus is actually a choice. So when it comes down to focus, you choose what you want to focus on, because at the end of the day, you could choose to focus on feeling sorry for yourself. You could choose that if you want to, but also you could focus on what your purpose is in life, what you want to achieve today, who you want to be today, who you want to love, and so that's your focus, and that's your choice as well. The other thing in terms of energy, now, this is one of the things actually we're going to be talking in depth on the 21-day challenge, and it comes down to how do we optimize our energy so that we are feeling great every single day consistently. And it probably comes down to some bad habits that either you're doing, or even some foods that you're probably consuming that's reducing your energy. And the coronavirus doesn't help. It probably makes that a bit worse. but that's something we can help you with as well. And when you say no appetite, yeah, this is one of those common symptoms people get when they don't want to eat. Actually, it's a kind of a sense. I think it's also in Chinese medicine that they're still feeling a little bit ill. So my question for you is that, have you actually fully recovered from your coronavirus? Probably not. So what I would advise you to do is, yes, this is why movement's important. When you move, you get blood to these organs that help with your immune system, and that starts working as well. So you have to do some exercise, some movement, little and often, but you can rest as much as you want, but you need to keep moving so that you can prove to yourself as well that you can do it.
Okay, now I have a Paulo say that it's like, thank you, strong believer of Chinese medicine and the relief and the relief of the pain. Love the content and keep it up. I want to encourage Paulo to join Dr. Micheal Lee for 21 days challenge, because I believe that it's like, this is the way to go, okay, for you to know more about the special knowledge that Dr. Micheal Lee have, because it's like when you join the 21 days challenge, if I'm not mistaken, so it's like Dr. Micheal Lee will share the membership site, and inside already have content. Beside that, you're working on weekly basis with all the participants as well, right?
That's right. So every single week, I'm going to be doing a live call with all of the participants, just to check in with them to see, how are you doing this week? Have you done your tasks? Because every single day builds on top of each other to make you become the champion that you deserve. So it's just making sure that, yes, if you can show up, then that's why I always say that if you show up, I'm ready to deliver as well.
Okay, how much you are charging for this 21 days challenge?
Oh, it's really expensive, June. It is $49.
It's only $49 to transform your health to success. Because some
Absolutely.
of you maybe have challenged, like for example, when Enlo shared that, maybe you just need to join the challenge and join with the right group of people to work on it. 21 days will make the change. If you only read some message or watching a video, maybe it cannot make the impact, but 21 days sure left footprint. So join Dr. Micheal Lee for the 21 days challenge. So I'm very proud to say that, because it's like, I definitely believe that $49 is everybody, most of the people can afford, especially health is the most important part of our life. Okay, so now we move to next, Lisa. Lisa have actually 3 questions, okay?
All right.
So it's another question is about accident. So it's like, can you read it?
Yes.
After accident, I think this one is like he lost energy. The spot not the option, because the person is still in recovery stage from the surgery, and too many pieces of the body. Recovery will take more than 1 year. Also, proper food is not possible, as well his tooth are broken, and 100% recovery will be take 3 years.
Okay.
Someone from his family fell down from the building, actually. So
yeah. Okay, firstly, Lisa, thank you for this question, and my heart goes out to this person, because it sounds like they've had quite a big accident here. And when they're in a recovery stage, yes, a lot of the areas of the body are going to hurt, because whenever anything breaks in the body, whether it's like bone or muscle or ligament, it's going to take time to heal. And that's probably where this person is now. So allow them to heal. Yes, that's important. But what's also important is try to get them moving a little bit. They don't need to move a lot. They just do a little bit more each day. So, I mean, the first day, if they just had this accident, it might be, how can we get them sitting? Then the next day it could be, how can I get them standing? Then the next day is, how can I get them walking? Then the next day, how can we do stairs? So it's just a step-by-step process just to improve their strength, because there's a very famous research paper I'm going to share with you that that happened, I think it was 1968. It was really long. That they used to, when people had surgery, right, for their hips, they used to put patients in bed for 2 weeks to recover. And what they found in this research paper is that when people lay in bed for 1 week, they lose 80% of their strength. 80% just for laying down for 1 week. And this is why now in today's protocol is you have surgery, the first day you stand. And that's why it's important.
I thought I have time, I want to sleep a whole day. I just want to sleep my whole Saturday and Sunday.
You
I
must have a
love my
very
bed.
you must have a very stressful job, June.
Huh? No, it's like Saturday, Sunday. I feel that it's a sleeping day. I can sleep in late. Then it's like I really enjoy the bed. It's like after I wake up, I still want to. I like to take times. So it's like, but you say that it's sleeping. I thought that it's like if I have a lot of time, I sleep a lot. But you say
Sleeping.
laying down, it's could cost me lost 80% of my energy.
That's only if you slept for 1 week, if you didn't move for a week. But the thing is that sleeping is okay. The real question is that, have you had enough sleep? Because a lot of the questions a lot of people ask me about sleep is, Michael, I sleep, you meant to average about 8 hours a night. I sleep 8 hours, but when I wake up, I still feel even more tired. And now that's a problem, because that means
I heard a lot of people say that actually.
Yeah, and it's not that they didn't sleep enough. It's actually the quality of sleep wasn't good enough. So the question is, what's stopping them going into a deep enough sleep to actually recover? So the next morning they're full of energy to get going.
Okay, cool.
But
So
anyway, I need to answer Lisa's
answer?
question.
Lisa, back to Lisa.
I need to answer Lisa's question. So yes, your family member or your friend, yes, they're in a recovery phase, and they do need to do little bits of movement. That's important. And when they can't have proper food, I'm presuming they're having liquid food. That's okay. But one of the problems when people have too much liquid food is that the stomach can get a little bit irritable. But they still need to get the energy in to help them recover. So that's both the carbohydrates, the proteins. Those are important because, of course, without it, the body doesn't repair very well. So make sure they have enough energy, enough calories too. And the other thing that's a big problem, and this is something I usually teach to clinicians around the world, is teeth. Teeth are so important, and people don't realize how important they are, because every single tooth in your mouth has the same nerve supply as a muscle in your body. So if a tooth becomes damaged or irritable, the same muscle in the body will also stop working. So that might be something we need to look into and find actually how can we change the nervous system in that tooth so that the whole body can work again. But I mean, when I'm looking, it says 3 years. I don't think it should take that long. I mean, it depends on the severity. I understand that. I don't know the complete history. But I'd say when things are broken, it takes about 8 weeks for things to come together. But then it might take up to 6 months to make sure it's strong again. After 6 months, then the question is, okay, how do we get the person moving and back to normal again? So generally, I don't work with people. I've never found someone to take that long. The longest I found is Kate, the lady that I treated for locked into 8 months, but she was paralyzed, so that was a big problem.
Okay, cool. So Lisa, I will connect you to my colleague. So it's like to make sure this person get more alternative advice, and maybe you can get treated even better. Okay, so cool. So have you answered Lisa all questions already? You want to move to next, Michael, or you're still thinking?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm ready when you are. Yeah, that's good.
So then this is also Lisa question, because I take Lisa all question because it's like I feel that it's very challenging question for you, because it's like what is the question?
Right. Yes.
It's about treatment, because some people have like cancer or this, they go through radiotherapy or chemo. Because this one is go through radiotherapy. Okay.
Yeah.
How to take away the exhaustions and to eat after weekly treatments.
Yeah. So thank you again.
Breast cancer.
Yeah. Thank you for this question, Lisa. And anyone going through cancer, it's always a horrible experience. And with radiotherapy, because it's a weekly treatment, the radiotherapy, not only is it there to destroy the cancer cells, but it also destroys healthy cells or healthy tissue in the area, which is just a side effect. And there are other side effects, such as what you've mentioned, like exhaustion and perhaps not able to eat what you want. And the best thing I can say is, during the treatment of radiotherapy, those side effects are normal. But what we need to really ask yourself is, after this treatment, what can you do to actually get your energy back? So I've never met anyone who said to me that, oh yes, I'm really happy that I've got cancer. Cancer is one of those horrible diseases that basically crushes people's lives and their universes and their families. And what I'd always say to people is that if you want to look after your health, this is one of the main things that you need to look after yourself from. Because whenever I'm teaching, we call consultants in oncology, so they're cancer consultants, I always ask them this one question. When someone gets diagnosed with cancer, why did they get it on this day? They could have had it yesterday, tomorrow, 10 years before, 10 years later, because the fact is they weren't born with it. Something's happened. And when I was talking before, actually, there's an organ here called your thymus. And the thymus, all it does is kill cancer cells 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's all it does. But when someone gets a cancer, my question to myself when I see someone is, why has the nerves from the brain to that organ stopped working? Why has that organ stopped working? And it's usually due to an emotional trauma. That's what generally happens. An emotional trauma shuts down that organ, and they're at a higher chance of having a cancer of some sort. So this is one of the things I always ask people is that, do you know, if you have a trauma in your life that, because something's caused your breast cancer, by the way, if you've had a trauma in your life, just think back and ask you, just draw a timeline because it happened at a certain time. Just ask yourself, what trauma just happened before I had my breast cancer? And then that will be it. And that's what's caused your brain to turn off that organ. And as soon as you can actually fix that, then your body will be more robust and you shouldn't really be getting any cancers again.
But now, right now, it's like you go through a therapy, okay? You go through a radiotherapy. So I think it's like how we can maybe go through this process a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's a tough process, and because it'll be weekly treatments, and the key thing is, yes, you have to think positively that yes, every treatment is killing more cancer cells. So always have, I mean, in the UK we have this saying, it's either your glass is half empty or half full. So it's either you're thinking positively or thinking negatively. So think positively about that. Things are being treated and it's improving you. But more importantly is, because things are being damaged, we need to make sure that you have enough energy for it to repair as well. So when it comes down to food, the worst thing people can do is not eat, or not eat the right foods to make sure they're recovering at the best. And during these times as well, when people go through therapy, I always say, like what June said before, you need the right people around you to support you. Because the people that really struggle here is when they're on their own. Let's make sure that your loved ones, the people that love you no matter what, are there for you, supporting you no matter what, because they care for you.
Okay, so it's like I want to share this with your post also. It's like maybe it's delegated for Lisa. Slow progress is better than no progress. So this is from Dr. Micheal. Okay,
Absolutely.
so it's like for Lisa, I thought maybe it's a lot of challenge right now. So it's like you're maybe surrounded with people with challenges also. So it's like slow progress is better than no progress. Okay. So we answer off Lisa's question. Lisa, are you happy? If you're happy, please give me a thumbs up. Lisa is still staying online. Is still watching us. Okay, remember to give us a thumbs up. It's all the answer questions. All your questions have been answered. So we come to this one. So it's like this is from one of the audience inside. I don't know her, this person personally, but I like to read out his. I have lump on both sides of my shoulder. Anything I can do to improve it better? Lumps.
Thank you for your question, Javier, isn't it? Javier. Yeah. Okay, so it's a hard question because firstly, I don't know where the lumps are on your shoulders, and it could be several different things, and I don't want to give a diagnosis without actually finding out what it is. That's another thing as well. So I guess the thing that if I was in your position, what I would ask you to do is that you probably need to see someone to actually diagnose what the lumps are, because it could be anything. It could be a cyst, it could be a fatty lump, it could be anything. And I guess the main things I would, if I needed to push you to get seeing that, is the main things, of course, which is the thing I always ask patients is, if you haven't had any like recent unexplained weight loss, if you lost a lot of weight, but you're still eating lots, go get it checked straight away, because that's more of an emergency. But if you haven't, it probably isn't that bad, but I would still get it checked just in case, because remember, lumps in our bodies are not normal. And I'll just check it just to make sure it isn't anything worse than was. Because again, it's hard for me to tell because I can't see it. It's just, you just tell me there's a lump on both of my shoulders. Because what's the interesting is on both sides, is that normal for you, or have these two lumps new? So it's hard for me to say, but I think ultimately you need to get it checked out.
Okay, so it's like maybe I will suggest you that is like to join the 21 days challenge to know Dr. Michael Lee more, to get his more opinions. So it's like to get his opinions, then it's like maybe he can give better advice to you. Is that okay? Michael, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're on the live calls, because I'll be able to see you, you might even be able to show me and I'll have a look.
Yeah, shoulder can show, right? Shoulder. Okay.
No need a shoulder.
Only the shoulder. Okay, cool. So let's go for this one, goal setting. Okay, because a lot of people, it's New Year, it's January, a lot of people set goal, but I feel that this post is pretty profound for in your page. Daily goal setting is not what you do today, but who you will be today. Who you will be today. I'm still June.
You are still June.
And,
when I wrote this post, it was actually directed at the people that have really busy lives, and maybe their list is like 100, maybe 1,000 things on a list, right? And they get so stressed because they're just ticking these lists off, right? But then a new thing comes at the bottom, and it's just like a never-ending list. And what I found, because I've been there as well, is that if I'm constantly doing things, I lose motivation. But as soon as I understand who I'm going to be today, then I'm more motivated to get more things done. So for example, every day I always tell myself, look, I'm going to be the best husband I can be. I'm going to be the best father I can be. I'm going to be the best leader I can be. Because as soon as I know who I need to be, then all these tasks become so much clearer in terms of how I can achieve them.
Okay, cool. So it's like, Ida, you are still staying online. I saw that you're tagging a lot of your friends and maybe family members. So it's like, oh, so it's like, now come to your questions. So it's about diabetes. Okay. What is the best way for a diabetes patient like myself to control my sugar level? And what is the best diet for me to reduce on a daily basis? To reduce it on a daily basis.
Okay, so I've learned two things about you there, Ada. Firstly, yes, you have diabetes. I don't know which one it is. It could be type 1 or type 2. So one of them is that you need to inject yourself with insulin because your pancreas isn't creating anymore, or the other one is controlled by medication such as something like metformin, which controls your sugar levels in your body. And the second thing I've learned from you is that how can I control my sugar levels, which means you probably have a sweet tooth. You probably like eating sweet things. Whether it's like cakes or biscuits or chocolates or whatever it may be. So the first thing I'm going to help you with here is...
I don't say he's type 1. He typed in the chat saying that he's type 1.
Oh, it's type 1, okay. So the first thing we actually need to control first is, why are you craving sugar? I'm just going to quickly teach you things about taste here. On our tongue, we have 5 tastes. One is sweet, savory, bitter, sour, and the last one we call umami, which is like meaty. And you know, during the day, there are sometimes we suddenly feel like, oh, I really fancy something sweet, or I really fancy something bitter like a coffee, or I really fancy something savory right now. The question is why? Because the brain is actually telling our bodies we need that taste or that food to get something else working. So there's actually a reason for everything. Everything that happens in the body, it happens for a reason. And so if you're always craving sugar, the question I'll be asking is, why are you always craving sugar? And I don't know what sugar you keep craving, but usually when people crave things, because this can be also a thing for hunger. When people are hungry, they're not really hungry, they're actually thirsty. So they should be drinking more water than eating more food.
Okay, so let's drink water.
June drinking more water now. So to help with your sugar levels, because of course, if you're type 1, we already know that the pancreas isn't functioning normally now. And you may be on this this type 1 for quite some time. So the best way for you to manage the amount of sugar that goes into your body is that you need to look up, you can do this on Google if you wanted to. You actually need to look up the amount of sugar each food has, so that you're not consuming too many foods. So there are 2 types of sugars which we teach. Is one is simple sugars. So these are things that taste sweet, like biscuits and cakes. And if you eat that, it goes straight into your blood, and then it's going to affect your diabetes. So try and stay away from those. The other one, we call it complex carbohydrates or complex sugars, which don't taste so sweet, but they have sugar. It makes a sugar like rice or pasta or bread. Those are, or even better one, it will be like bananas. So it's a slow releasing sugar. Those would be the better types of foods for you to consume. And because when you're looking at diets, I mean, I could talk all day about diet. There is no best diet for anyone. It's about finding out exactly what your body can actually consume, because your DNA is unique. And this is something we actually talk about in the 21-day challenge. It doesn't matter what diet you go on. You just need to find out what diet works for you, because there's no person that is the same as you. Your DNA is unique. You will respond to food better for you, and I might respond badly because our DNA is different. But it's about finding out what is best for you.
Yeah, exactly. But not right now. It's like before I go on, right? I have this one. Is like back to Lisa questions one. Okay, I think it's Lisa. This question, right? The Caroline asks, after how long time will be cancer usually show up after the emotion trauma? Can it still surface after 2 decades?
Yes. It does, because the thing is, when a trauma occurs, you have to always remember that the pain, the brain doesn't remember pain in terms of how long ago it happened. It remembers pain in terms of how much it hurt. Because the worse it hurt, the more protective mechanisms the brain will put in place, or it will shut things down because of it. So yes, it can be 2 decades, it could be 3 decades, it could be however long you want it to be. I mean, I saw a patient who had, I actually had, what was it? Actually, it was breast cancer. Yeah, breast cancer, so 30 years ago. And it was due to a trauma that happened just before she was diagnosed with the cancer.
Okay, cool. So let us move to the next one. Okay. So it's about this one. It's about this post that you put. Lack of motivation is just lack of the meaningful goals. Okay. So it's most of us, it's like we don't keep our health as a priority because maybe it's lack of motivations.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely. So a lot of people lack motivation in their health because, unfortunately, we take it for granted. We kind of think it in a way, oh yeah, I am, say, I'm June, I'm 47 years old. I've woken up every day for 47 years. I'm going to expect...
No, I didn't. I have to be honest, I didn't. Okay.
I'm taking an example, just an example, June.
Okay.
Just an example. Whatever age you are, so you might say I'm 50 years old and I've woken up every day for 50 years. And I'm going to, because I've woken up and I'm alive, I'm going to expect that I'm going to be alive for another 50 years, perhaps. And it's just one of those things that people kind of, they get a bit complacent with their health until something happens. Because remember, people become really reactive. Say, oh my God, it's like Lisa was talking about cancer. Suddenly cancer appears and then they start to react, they start to panic because of it. But actually it could have been prevented if something was done before that. So when it comes down to motivation, this is one of the challenges I give a lot of people is that, look, if you want to live a healthy, happy life, no matter how old you get, and you can enjoy your wealth, you need to have the goal to look after yourself today. And it's about doing your best and consistency as well, today, tomorrow, and moving forward. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It just has to be consistent. Say, one of the things I do every day, I do 100 burpees every day, just to keep myself strong.
Okay. So it's like, you say that it's like that. Okay, you say almost like that. Today, it took you about 5 minutes to plan what you want to achieve, because I know what I want to gain as an end product. Correct? Your body is your end product. Okay.
Correct.
So it's like those that don't plan their days live a life that in a chaotic and lack of directions. So it's like, to join Dr. Micheal Lee to plan ahead your health to success is something is very important, because now it's January. Okay, 2021. I would say that it's like, this is a very special year. During New Year time, I don't know how to wish people Happy New Year, because it's like, I know that it's very different from last year. So it's like, I feel that it's like in January, if we start to look into our health, so that's why we can be more resilient for the challenge coming out. It's very important in January that you start it right. So that's why I pursue I talk to my team, let's put Micheal Lee to talk about health this Friday. So it's like, so that is my intention, that I want to invite you to go and join us for the 21 days challenge, because it will help you to get motivated, because it will help you to set a meaningful goal for yourself. So that's why, even though we age gracefully. So this is why I have Dr. Micheal Lee on board today. So Micheal, do you enjoy today broadcast together with me?
Absolutely, I really enjoyed it, and how June, you just finished off to age gracefully. My encouragement to everyone is, if you want to look as amazing as June at 47 years old, she obviously knows something as well.
So actually, it's like Paulo is sharing something very, I feel that it's very, very true as well. He said that no sugar for me beside natural food. 1 per month, 200 grams. Wow, it's really controlled. It's red meat as well. And the rest, fish and white meat. And beside that, he also shared that to avoid sugar, I stopped buying it.
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
So of course, it's like I have Edith online right now. So it's like he's watching us. It's like, okay, so it's like today, I hope that it's like this Facebook Live give us some awaken, and also I also want to open the opportunity. The door is almost closed, because it's like we plan that we want to have a group of people, because Micheal Lee is my friend. I know that he wants to work on quality. So it's like, when you join, there will be a website that you can, there will be a membership site, the 21 days challenge. Beside that, he's also go online with you. He will go on the live Zoom call with you. So it's like, this is something very unique and very special. So it's only invest for $49 in January to start to plan ahead your life and the year properly. So that's why you can have a good next 12 months. And I want you guys to stay safe and stay healthy. Micheal, anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to thank you for this time. It's a privilege to be and speak, but from my heart, it is just helping people. I just want, everyone deserves to live healthy and happier lives. And of course, if you would like to join me, I will be more than happy to serve and help you get the best out of yourself.
Yeah, cool. So it's like, I will invite you next time, because it's like, when I feel that I need to remind myself about health again, I will get you up on my channel again, on Succeed Movement and Success Resources channels. So, okay, so it's like Karina says, it's good conversation. Love it. So it's like, I would like to say, it's like, I would like to check out already. So I'd like to say bye to everybody. So, but Micheal, I want you to stay put for a while. So it's like, Jimmy, are you ready? So it's ready. Let's end this, and I would like to say bye to everybody. Bye-bye. Jimmy, are you there? Jimmy, are you there? Jimmy, are you there? Jimmy, are you still alive? You're ending already. I want to say bye already. I'm still holding there. So what should I do?
Are you currently where you want to be in life? Stop and reflect, 'cause right now, this is your chance. Life is not just a one-way route. Living is not just about being in the moment. Beyond the mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional aspects, there's more to this lifetime than meets the eye. There is an undeniable power within you that fuels every aspect of your life. But the realms beyond where you are and where you want to be, personally and professionally, call for connections that are forged between your passion and your goals. Your success means everything. Be resilient and not let any setbacks dampen your spirits. Your time on earth is ticking by. You owe it to yourself to be the best you can possibly be. It's time to pursue success. It's time to be inspired. It's time to be supported. And with a community that is dedicated to your non-stop progress, together, everything is possible.